All right, this is a little bit out of the ordinary. Here I'm sitting in the sukkah on Hoshana Rabbah, which is a holiday for us, although we're allowed to make recordings on this day as opposed to tonight and tomorrow. But one thing is we're not supposed to make eulogies. However, um, I did, and we don't generally in our tradition extend condolences at this time. We wait until after the holidays for that. But I remember last year at this time, right after the holiday, we all received the horrific news out of the Holy Land. And the first person who wrote to me was an imam who was from a particular community, and that community just lost their leader. And so for that reason, I feel like it is my duty to express, in whatever way is appropriate, my condolences to the community of the followers, the students, the disciples of Imam Fetullah Gulen. I regret never making the effort to go meet him. I thought about it many times, how important it would be to meet such a great spiritual leader, even from a different tradition and a different religion, because of the work that he did in his life, that he was a man who was a great spiritual leader, who was beloved to his community the same way in our community we would look at a Hasidic Rebbe. That's how Mr. Gulen, as they would refer to him, the Turkish community of his followers would refer to him, even though I would call him Imam, because they would always say he was a retired Imam. He was still a leader of this community, millions of followers around the world. But we know, the world says that you know someone by the fruit that they bear. And personally, working as a chaplain, I have had the pleasure of working with imams who were all the imams who I have worked with in the prison system, in the prison where I worked, that I've supervised, were all followers of Imam Fetullah Gulen. And they were just the nicest, kindest, most respectful people that you could ever meet. What we would call midos tovos, good character traits. Everyone who I know from that community have the most beautiful, finest character traits that I've ever seen. And I often express to them how much I believe that their community has to be, for the Islamic communities in America and throughout the world, particularly in America, an emblem and a good role model of how you can be pious, good Muslims who pray 5 times a day, who only eat halal foods, who follow the laws of Islam, but do so in a way that's peaceful and coexisting, which is really some of the basic teachings that Islam originally taught. And so in that way, I just wanted to express again my condolences, again in the way that's appropriate at this season, however I can. And the Islamic tradition teaches that the wish that we extend is ilana le'ilah ve'ilana le'ina rajiun. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, which means we belong to God and to Him we will return. And that's a beautiful sentiment. And so, but particularly beyond that, my wish is, knowing how politics happen when there isn't a clear successor in my own communities. I wish for such a peaceful community to be able to continue in a peaceful way, to keep the lessons and the teachings of Imam Gulen alive, and that the movement should continue to be blessed with good character traits and with peace, and to continue to build bridges between Muslims and other people of the book, we Jews, and to Christians, and to other people of other faiths, that we should be able to build bridges, and we might not all agree on everything, but to love each other, to respect each other, to live in peace with one another. And so, like we said, we belong to God, and to Him we will return. Let's hope and pray for peace among all the different religions in the world, and all the different cultures, and all the different nationalities, and all the different communities, and in the merit, in the ways that Imam Gulen taught, I hope it should continue and to be spread out throughout the world. He was truly what we would call one of the